Alright, so in this video we are going to be discussing the potential gradient. And whenever you're dealing with a gradient, you could sort of like talking about the grade in your road, where you're trying to find sort of the steepness and elevation changes between 2 points. So it's very three-dimensional in nature. And we take the gradient of a function by taking the partial derivative in x to get the x hat term, the partial derivative in terms of y to get the y hat term, and the partial derivative in terms of z in order to get the z hat term. Which means you have to have a function that is in terms of x, y, and z, or at least one of those terms. You can take an appropriate partial derivative and get an actual term out of it. And remember, when you're taking a partial derivative, you're pretending every other variable in the function is a constant except the one you're taking the derivative in terms of. So if you have the function xy, in this term you would be just left with y, because you're just treating x like the variable. But if you're doing the derivative of x times y here, you would left be just x, because when you take the derivative of y, the y goes away, it becomes 1. And our purpose of taking the gradient of the potential is to get the electric field. So remember, in order to get the potential difference, we took the integral of the electric field in terms of the distance between the 2 points, essentially, of our voltage probe. However, the issue we run into is because we took a dot product, we're taking the portion of electric field in terms of the path length, so the part that is parallel. The potential out here becomes a scalar term. So in order to extract magnitude and direction from a scalar term, we have to take a gradient. And the only way taking the gradient actually works is you have a function that is in terms of x, y, and z. So if we don't have the potential mapped out so that we have a function of x, y, and z for it, then we cannot extract enough information to get magnitude and direction of the electric field back. Now, what's a little bit simpler is if you have your potential as a function of the radial distance away from, or the radial distance between the 2 points that you originally put your voltage probe, then you can simply take the derivative in terms of r and get your electric field back, but it'll be electric field in terms of r rather than being electric field in terms of x, y, and z.